Are you ready for Valentine's Day? Well, good news if you like to cuddle. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. No, I'm not going to cuddle with you, unless you really want to, but a professional cuddler, he'll do it. He charges people for hugs and earns £75 an hour. He has started hosting Cuddle Parties, where people could snuggle in groups. He's Trevor Hooton. He's 30 years old. He goes by Treasure. Treasure charges £30 a session for a cuddle party to explore and enjoy non-sexual physical connection in a safe, structured environment. It's more than just a hug. It's about pouring care, affection, and goodwill into someone through touch. It's about human connections. Treasure says many people struggle to make those. That's where I step in. It's more than cuddling. It's giving people the things they need, whatever that might be. The parties have been great. And I think it's a really great way to provide value to lots of people at once. I want it to have a really big impact on the world. I've done 4 parties so far. Each one has been unique and special. We have a very mixed group. Some people are single and unfamiliar of touch, but want to develop comfort. At the other end of the spectrum, there are people who are used to being touched and want more of it. It starts out with some workshop activities. Then after an hour, they have a break. They have some food together, get to know each other some more. Then he resets the room. And then the cuddle parties begin. You know who else are snuggle buddies? Olivia and Mopsy. They're a cat and a rabbit. Mopsy's a white male rabbit, Olivia, a female tabby cat. And they live together at Heel Animal Rescue in Youngwood. Mary Kennedy Withrow was not worried when shelter staffers couldn't locate Olivia, a 4-year-old tabby cat who came in a Heel Animal Rescue as a stray. Few cats stay in their cages at the shelter at Youngwood. They roam freely in the facility's community rooms to get used to a home-like environment. Then someone found Olivia in the upstairs bunny room making friends with the 2-year-old male Mopsy. Mopsy had been found outdoors where he was scared and trying to survive. He's a domesticated rabbit, so he's not used to living outside. Once he was brought to the rescue center, he settled in. He seemed to enjoy being with the other bunnies, but he was still a little shy until he met Olivia the cat. The two groom each other. They sleep together. They play together. They even have their own private room at the shelter, but they'd rather have a forever home. Kennedy Withrow says these two are completely in love and must be adopted together. Find out more at heelanimalrescue.org. Good news if you like chocolate. We've got a theme today for Valentine's Day. Chocolate is delicious. That's a fact, backed up by research. A study that included 4 types of dark chocolate and a 3D printed tongue. Researchers have found that it comes down to chocolate's slick outer layer, aka its fat. Anwasha Sakar is a professor of colloids and surfaces at the University of Leeds. The professor told the Washington Post, "Our main finding out of all this is that fat matters a lot. The process of eating chocolate," says the professor, "begins with the licking phase. When chocolate first comes into contact with the tongue, that's when the smooth chocolate sensation is set into motion. Then, as it starts melting and saliva enters the mix, solid cocoa particles in the chocolate area are released, along with a rush of happiness-boosting endorphins. The scientists concluded that chocolate's much-cherished silky sensation, say that 4 times fast, I did, you missed the edit because I took it out, is a product of its fast droplets making cocoa's otherwise gritty particles go down smoothly inside the mouth. Hey, but does that mean chocolate has to be high in fat to be enjoyed? The professor said, nah, if chocolate's coated in fat, it doesn't necessarily mean the chocolate itself is fat. She says in the licking phase, fat is absolutely important for the sensation that lubrication creates. We're talking about chocolate here. Calm down, everybody. But as you go down into the chocolate's inner contents at its core, all this starts mixing with saliva. The amount of fat doesn't matter. So you should have enough fat to coat the cocoa particles. Again, I dare you to say coat the cocoa particles fast. It's really hard. Trust me, you missed the edit. So you should have enough fat to coat the cocoa particles. But you don't need to have too much fat after. Scientists always have to mess with something, the professor says. Imagine if we could make broccoli taste as good as chocolate, or at least make something like a 0-calorie chocolate. She adds, many people love things that contain sugar, but you know, an orange isn't the same as a piece of chocolate. It's not the sweetness, it's the texture. That's what she said.
I'm Bud Mishkin. My podcast, Before the Cheering Started, is all about the journey to success, the early years, the obstacles overcome, bad jobs, the before the cheering started years. It's Steven Van Zandt quitting the music business and working construction. It's Bob Costas, long before a network gig, calling minor league hockey. It's Marta Kaufman and David Crane, selling ink toner over the phone before creating a cultural phenomenon, the TV show Friends. Before the Cheering Started with me, Bud Mishkin. Join us for the journey.
Beauty company L'Oreal is launching a lipstick tool designed for people with limited mobility. 50 million people around the world live with limited fine motor skills, making daily tasks like applying lipstick quite challenging. They created the world's first handheld, super precise, computerized makeup applicator designed specifically for people with limited hand and arm mobility. They use the same technology used to make utensil stabilizers. And good news for Bob the Goat. Bob the Goat has moved to the big city. Bob the Goat pals around with Albert, who's an 82-year-old human. Albert just built a 2-story home on Cherry Street, built it all by himself, but he wasn't going to leave the goat behind on the farm. No. He says we would have never left the goat on the farm or any place. The goat's part of the family. We drag him all over the place. Bob the Goat is 13. He's a brown and black goat. Bob lives in a heated backyard shed. Albert said, I built a beautiful home for him. He has his own house and it's electrically heated. He has water there. He has some salt lick stone. His hay. He has everything. Albert takes Bob the Goat for walks around the neighborhood. The neighbors don't mind. Amy is a neighbor and said, I think it's incredible that we have a neighbor who walks his goat. We have neighbors on our street who walk their dogs every day. Why not a goat? There's one problem, though. Municipal bylaws ban farm animals within town limits. When this story started getting picked up by the CBC, neighbors on social media rushed to Bob the Goat's defense, worried any publicity would result in Bob the Goat losing his home. The mayor was asked for comment, and he said he didn't have one. He also wasn't able to say if anyone complained. Albert says, they won't take the goat away because I won't let them. The goat stays till he dies. Bob the Goat is living out his days in the backyard. That's your good news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows. Have a great day. I'm Johnny Mac, host of Daily Comedy News. Do you like the little Letterman homage there on the music bed? Yeah, start your mornings with a quick 10-minute recap of late night. Not Dave, all late night. And the latest on Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, John Mulaney, Tig Notaro, Eliza Schlesinger, Amy Schumer, Joe Rogan, Mark Maron, all your favorite comedians. It's Daily Comedy News. It's an easy way to start your morning, and I promise I'll keep it clean. Daily Comedy News, wherever you get your shows.